Roseanne Barr compliments Trump on breaking human trafficking circles in the U.S. The media are silent. Actress Roseanne Barr stood on Trump's side and applauded his recent move against criminals who exploit kids. Lots of people will become woke AF this week, Barr tweeted. You know what the AF stands for. Trump opposes child trafficking and knows exactly where the locos in not many people are brave enough to know or remember or contain the information most blank out, she tweeted. This came in the wake of stories about former child stars who admitted to having been sexually abused by various entities in Hollywood show business. Roseanne emphasized the need to stand up for these kids is more emphasized than ever. All that really matters is that we stop the suffering of the world's innocent children, she tweeted. You see? There's her tweet. Lots of people will become woke blank as blank this week. Trump opposes child trafficking and knows exactly where the locos is. Not many people are brave enough to know or remember or contain the information most blank about. Hashtag MKUltra. I perceived Hollywood sexism to be so pervasive as to not even be noticed. It was class-based discrimination with racial undertones based in anti-Semitic, sado-spiritual necropedoism. Hashtag this is now. Wow. All that really matters is that we stop the suffering of the world's innocent children. We can do it because it's the right thing to do. And this is the age of Aquarius. God is with us now. Let's roll. At the same time, liberal media outlets couldn't care less about this issue and are focused on the non-existing Russia collusion case, which so far led them to a dead end each and every time. The fact that Trump managed to break and deteriorate pedophilia rings all across the United States seemed to lefties as a story not worth telling. As per Town Hall, this story went unnoticed among liberal networks. This should be one of the biggest stories in the national news. Instead, the mainstream media has barely, if at all, covered any of these mass pedophile arrests. This begs the question, why? There have been staggering 1,500 plus arrests in one short month. Compare that to less than 400 sex trafficking related arrests in 2014. According to the FBI, it's been clear to me for a while that Trump would make human trafficking a top priority. Looking at all CIA's yearly statistics, over 50,000 women and underage girls have been trafficked into the U.S. to be used as prostitution tools. This is where Trump's border wall initiative comes in handy, the most since the largest human trafficking network is spread across the southern border, from where sex slaves, indentured laborers, and illegal drugs are being smuggled onto U.S. territory. Back in February, Trump remained adamant to make changes for the better and bring the full force and weight of the federal government to seize human trafficking activities in the country. It is a very terrible problem, and the president said, people don't know enough about it. We're going to talk a lot about it. We're going to bring it out into the open. Let's just take a quick listen to Trump here. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but we'll listen to it.
Absolutely horrific practice of human trafficking and I am prepared to bring the full force and weight of our government to the federal and at the federal level and the other highest levels, whatever we can do in order to solve this horrific problem, getting worse, and it's happening in the United States, in addition to the rest of the world, but it's happening in the United States, which is terrible. Human trafficking is a dire problem, both domestically and internationally, and is one that's made really a challenge, and it's really made possible to a large extent more of a modern phenomenon by what's taking place on the internet, as you probably know. Solving the human trafficking epidemic, which is what it is a priority for my administration. We're going to help out a lot. Solve is a wonderful word, a beautiful word, but I can tell you we're going to help a lot. I'll direct the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, and other federal agencies that have a role in preventing human trafficking to take a hard look at the resources and personnel that they're currently devoting to this fight. Now, they are devoting a lot, but we're going to be devoting more. Dedicated men and women across the federal government have focused on this for some time. As you know, a lot of you have been dealing with the federal government, and it's been much more focused over the last 4 weeks, I can tell you that. I cannot thank each of you enough, and the dedicated men and women who run my staff and your staffs, and getting everybody together was terrific. I was so glad I was able to be here. You start with really a tremendous amount of energy and blood, sweat and tears. Government can be helpful, but without you, nothing would happen. So again, I want to thank everybody in this room. It's a very, very terrible problem. It's not talked about enough. People don't know enough about it. And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to bring it out into the open, and hopefully we're going to do a great deal to help prevent some of the horrific, really horrific crimes that are taking place.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it, folks. They should remember when Hillary said our necks are going to be hung from nooses, because she's involved deeply. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.